I'm Melissa with Hugs Homeschool, Homeschoolers Under God, and today I want to come to you with a curriculum review. I mind you that we have 5 children here between the ages of 2 and 11, so you may hear some noises in the background, especially from my very needy 2-year-old who is not happy that mommy is away for a minute to do this. I wanted to come to you with Lightning Literature. It's by Hewitt Homeschooling. This is so amazing. We have went through several language arts curriculum, to name a couple, Spectrum Language Arts, Language Smarts by the Critical Thinking Company, Excellis Language Arts. None of them fit what we were looking for. And Miss Tiana, who also teaches with me, had found learning language arts through literature a couple years ago, and it just was not the fit that she was looking for. But this coincides books with language arts, and it really ties them together. All of my children do this. My Tiana's 7-year-old, who does a mixture of 2nd to 4th grade. My 2 9-year-olds who are in 4th grade, and our 11-year-old who is in 6th grade. Well, Tiana's 11-year-old who's in 6th grade. So we've been reading The Earth Dragon Awakes, which is a higher level reading book for little ones. So Michael, for instance, the 7-year-old, I read it to him. Navia, who is one of our weakest readers, she reads some of it and I read some of it to her. Kind of same for Cole. Those are the 2 4th graders. You'll read some of it and they'll read some of it. And then David reads it on who's 11. I think with the next book that we'll be doing with it, Morning Girl, all the kids are pretty much going to be able to read it on their own. So let's take a look inside the book, because there's not a lot of reviews on this, and it's too amazing not to have reviews. All right, Tiana, you want to bring the camera over here? First off, each one of your books has its own color, which I think is just a nice little extra there. Very pretty. Your pages are colorful, short and sweet and to the point. It has a checklist here for you each week to check off what you do, so you don't get lost, what pages to read, what questions to answer. Let's see here, I just want to kind of show you a few of these. It goes over nouns, noun tenses, verb tenses, all your normal language arts stuff, but it ties in a book with it. We are actually on this week, so let me go to the what we were doing today. This is the question for today. The earthquake is the big event in the book, but the earthquake causes many other problems for the people of San Francisco, who just won't stay in their homes, or who just want to stay in their homes and be safe. List at least 3 of the other problems that arise from the earthquake. And the children had no problem really naming 3. And then today we did verb tenses, so they changed all these to the past tense, because that's what they wanted to focus on today, was past tense. And then they just used one of these words in the past tense to write a sentence about something that happened at the Earth Dragon Awakes. And then next week we'll do Morning Girl. These all seem like such beautiful stories. All the children have been interested in it, and it's hard to get them all interested in the same thing, trust me. We are only on the first book, so I'll update later. Anyways, I'm going to keep this kind of short and sweet. I just really wanted to get this out there and let people know how amazing this program is. I did get the teacher's guide just for answers. Like today, like I said, we did the past tense, so here would be your answers. Because I like to be sure on what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so sorry. It also has writing. So, like, last week for our writing, we had to write a historical short story because we talked about how the Earth Dragon Awakes, with the subtitle The San Francisco Earthquake of 1906, is a historical fiction, meaning that it is based on a historical event, but it's not a true story. So we had to write our own historical fiction story. So they had to, the first week, they had to choose a time and place, create characters, choose a conflict, summarize the plot. This is a 4-day week, by the way. You do have an optional activity to do on Fridays if you want. I don't deem these necessary and don't plan to do them. This week, we write the first half of your rough draft, write the second half of your rough draft, Check the rough draft for historical accuracy. May involve research, which of course as parents will help with. Correct spelling, grammar, and mechanics for a final draft, and summarize the plot. Okay. So I just wanted to tell you there's writing in here, and all of our children have always kind of struggled with writing a little bit, and they are not struggling with this, in my opinion, really at all. Teacher manual, student book, reading. Hi. It comes with holes if you want to put it in a binder. We do it on notebook paper because I have so many students doing it, and it is a little pricey, and so I only ordered one. You can go to Hewitt Homeschooling. I'm not doing this for them or anything like that. I just really think it's a great language arts program. So I'm going to end it here. This is my first curriculum review, so if it's not up to par, I'm sorry. Thank you. Remember to subscribe to Hugs Homeschooling.